Hi, I want to share an experience I had with you with my mom passing away back in 2008. And so it actually started in 2007. I was living on a golf course, and I had again, these visions seem to come 3:30 in the morning. And I had a vision in the middle of the night, and I was, as I said, I was living on a golf course, and I was in on the second floor. I had the second floor and a third floor. I was actually working in the golf business at the time, and so the room that I was sleeping in had a closet, and all of a sudden I'm in this vision, and my daughter's with me in the vision, and so we walk over to the closet door, and she says, "Look, Daddy, there's a hole in the closet." So we went up through the hole in the closet, and there was another room, and it had like an escalator, like shh, shh, shh. And I said, "Let's get on it and see where it goes." So we got on it, and it took us to the top of the clubhouse, and it was all white. There was like a long hall. It took us this hallway, and it seemed to go forever. And on the left side of the hallway was windows, and overlooking the left side of the windows was we was on the tallest mountain you could ever imagine, and there was a valley down there, and it was really green. We kept walking because we heard voices, and when we finally got to the end of the hallway, it turned, and there was a room right there, and there was about 15, 17 people in that room, and they were having breakfast. And they were just smiling, laughing, and full of joy, and I could still see smoke and steam coming off of the stove. and the guy cooking said, "Do you want some breakfast?" And I said, No, we're okay. We're fine. He goes, "Would you like to see outside?" And I said, "Yes." So he took us across. There was a door going across from there out to the outside, left side where that valley was. And we opened the door, and I put my foot out onto the greenest grass you could ever imagine. And when my foot hit the grass, I woke up. Then I had this strong urge. First I had to use the bathroom. So I ran in the bathroom, and I had a Bible in my bathroom too. And that time in my life, I was really pumping the word in, seeking the Lord, and just studying a lot. And this pounding in my spirit, it kept saying, "In my Father's house are many mansions. In my Father's house are many mansions." And so I flipped open the Bible, and actually came right to is John chapter 14. And I read the verse, and so that stuck with me. So this is the first part of my mom's passing. Okay. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I'll go to prepare a place for you. If I go to prepare a place for you, I'll return back to receive you unto myself, that where I am, you may be also. And so just remember that part, because that was a sign that started. So the second part was, during that time, my mother was battling. She was diagnosed with some sort of bone marrow cancer. I can't pronounce the words, myelomyelinoma or something. I'm not good with pronouncing some of those words. And I'd actually went to the doctor with her when they diagnosed her. And I was in the room. It was a Filipino doctor. And when they told her that she had that, I saw a tear drop down her eye. And I knew we were going to be in for a battle then. And so over the next year, while she was seeking treatment and going through all that, I'd call her in the mornings. And I said, she'd answer the phone. I say, "Just checking in on you, making sure you're still here." And she'd giggle and laugh. She goes, "Yeah, I'm still kicking." I said, hey, if you get there before I do, can you put a good word in for me? Can you send some stuff my way? And can you pay me a visitation? And I say, now, make sure you say that. I want to hear you say it so the Lord can hear you say it too. And so she would say it. She goes, yes, I will. So in April 2008, it was on a Sunday. We're 17 before that, April 20th. She went in on April the 3rd, and it was pretty bad then. So I went to the hospital like 60 some times in 17 days, and it was a battle. And so we finally had to pull the plug. And that night, Sunday evening, I had a vision. I saw two angels behind the hospital bed pulling her spirit up out of her body. And when they grabbed her right here from like her arms, her spiritual arms, and her body like waved. It was like a wave. And then I woke up. Tuesday night, and I was really close to my mom. And early in the morning, I was kind of, I lived on the golf course, and I was looking out over I had a golf range right where the room that I slept in. It was a clear night, and I was looking out over there, and I was begging God, please, I want to see my mom. I want to see my mom. And I was really just torn. All my grandparents had passed. My dad's already passed. So my mom was the closest to me. She knew everything about me. And my best friend too. She was a great woman. I had the best mom in the world. And I was just begging God, please, where's my mom? I want to see my mom. And all of a sudden, it was a clear sky, and there was a bolt of lightning. Clear sky, no thunderstorms. It was like a bolt of lightning came over the clubhouse and hit, boom, like that, in the middle of the driving range. And I'm like, I had a couple of thoughts like, did anybody else hear that? And I stayed in the clubhouse by myself. During the day, it was a golf course, and customers would come in. But at night, I had the whole place to myself. Big clubhouse, too. It was built in 1905. It's pretty cool. And and I went to sleep. Everything was fine. So Thursday evening, we were going to put her body in the grave on Friday. So Thursday evening was the visitation. Everybody came to the funeral home, and I remember the Holy Spirit was telling me, I want you to stay down in front of the casket, right next to the casket. And my mom was involved with. She was great. Everybody knew her, and the place was packed. There was lines of people outside, and she was a member of the Eastern Star, and she retired with phone company. People everywhere, and I'm not really good standing too long and shaking people's hands, hearing all the stories, but the power of the Lord was definitely with me, and kept me up, and everything went great. Even though, I actually don't know if I cried much or not, but just hearing the stories. And so later that evening, we had family members that came in too, and I had my cousin, a couple cousins come in. They stayed in the clubhouse. I had a bunch of rooms in the clubhouse. So yeah, you can stay over here. They came in from out of town. One was Tiffany, and the other one was Kenny and his wife. And so I went up on the third floor, and here's the visitation coming. So I go up on the third floor, and I go to sleep. Tiffany's down there on the second floor, and Kenny and his wife are on the second floor, 2 separate rooms. And there was an old hatch that would shut down on the staircase on the 3rd floor. I shut that hatch. It had like a rope and a weight on it. It's pretty cool. And I closed the door and locked it, the room I was staying in. And 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there, all of a sudden my mom appears to me. She wasn't in a new body. It was her spirit. And she appears on my right-hand side, and it was like a whirlwind. And behind her was a really tall angel standing there. And this part of my body, from here down, came out. And my spirit came out, and I turned. I was like, Mom. I was trying to touch my mom, but she was like so powerful that I couldn't touch her. But when I went like this, she took her right finger and touched my left finger. And then I woke up. You can imagine? Wow. I'm sitting here on the edge of the bed, and all of a sudden, I hear this pounding on my door. And remember, I shut the hatch going down to the staircase. I thought I locked it. Maybe I didn't. And Tiffany is pounding on my door. And so I unlocked my door, opened up, and she comes sit on my edge of my bed. And I said, what's going on? And she looked at me. She's like, it looks like you've just seen a ghost. I was like, well, my mom just appeared to me. And she goes on to tell me that she had this bad vision, evil, that, and she tried to go to sleep several times, but Kenny had this long knife, and he looked like a demon, chasing her through the clubhouse with this knife, trying to stab her. Really? Golly. So then we all go back to bed. We buried my mom on that morning, Friday. And so later that evening, I had come back to the clubhouse, and it was in April. It was kind of cold too, and it was getting colder. It was getting close to dark, but it was still daylight out, and nobody was actually on the golf course, so everybody already left. And I was up on the second floor, just kind of thinking about things, and and this like dark black, like a whirlwind, started going around the clubhouse. It was an older clubhouse, and the windows were kind of loose. They used to have the rope in between the windows, and the windows were shaking. And this dark, just like a evil, kept going around. And it wasn't a storm outside. I just knew, but I didn't have no fear about me. I just knew it's whatever it was trying to do. Whatever. Maybe it was the evil force was upset because I had a visitation from my mom, and the angel was there. I'm not sure really what all that was about. So, but that was my experience. So after that, about a month later, we were out eating, and they came around and said, I was with some friends, and they said, you want to order some drinks? And all of a sudden they said, hey, you want a glass of red wine? And I was like, and I had this strange feeling in my spirit, my gut. And I was like, I knew I could never touch alcohol again. And then I had that thought at the same time. I remember when she touched me, she imparted something into me that I despised alcohol. And so never had anything ever since then. So the second part of that vision with I forgot to tell you, when we went to the cemetery, When I told you about the vision I had in the clubhouse in my father's house are many mansions, my mom already had all her funeral arrangements in order. And so when we got to, I didn't know where her gravesite was. It was actually real close to a lot of other family members, my grandparents, and even my lot. I have a couple lots, and my brother's already passed away, and he's there too. So, and I got a couple lots right next to my mom. But when we were walking up that day, to where she's going to be buried, there was a big plaque. It was a Bible that was open up concrete. And it was John chapter 14. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you. If I go to prepare a place for you, I'll come back and receive you unto myself, that where I am, you might be also. I was like, and all of a sudden I remember the vision that I had when all that was going on. So then I knew all at that same time that the Lord was in control. He knew this was going to happen. He was letting me know ahead of time. And so, wow. So the second part of the vision, I had 3 visions. So after my mom passing, I knew I couldn't touch alcohol again. The second part was right after that. I had another vision, and it was that all of a sudden I woke up, I'm in a vision, I'm in the valley of that clubhouse that I kept telling you I was looking out over and saw that valley, and my mom was with me. And this is just like 2 months after that. And my mom was with me. And I kept looking up at that clubhouse up there, because I remember walking through there, and I kept looking up, and she was talking to me. She kept trying to show me of the stream right in the middle of the valley, and there was no trees. It was just beautiful. But I kept looking up, and she's like, I want you to see. And there was like a pond, a holding area, and it had trout in it. And I always wanted to live right next to a trout stream, because I love trout fishing. And she was showing me that there was trout in there and a beautiful stream, but I kept looking up. And then I woke up. So just a few weeks after that was the third part of the vision. And then we'll wrap this up, and we'll get into some other videos, things, experiences I've had in the Lord, life in the Holy Spirit. I'm in a vision with my 2 brothers, and my older brother, I'm the middle, and my younger brother. And my younger brother had 2 sons, has 2 sons. And so we're walking through this forest and through this path, and there's a stream on the right-hand side. And we're all walking, my older brother, me, my younger brother, his oldest son, and his youngest son. It was like we were in order. And walking through this tall forest, and I kept telling her we're going to this valley where I saw Mom, Grandma too. And we're going that way. And all of a sudden, the younger son of my brother, he takes off and runs over and jumps into the stream. And he gets all wet and everything. And then we have to get him out, and he's all wet, and he's soaked. And we knew that we had to take him back, and we had to go back because of my youngest brother, for his son, that we would come back at a later time. So, but I knew at that moment that we were going to return. I just didn't know when, but we had to go back for my my younger brother. And then I woke up. And so several years after that, my younger brother actually passed away. And so he's there now. So, all right. So I think that wraps it up. My experiences I have with my mom passing away and the Lord being in control of that. So hope this could be a help to you, and have a great day.